The most important skill when it comes to passing the ball in college football 25 is the ability to read the defense properly. And I can promise you, you are making huge mistakes that are killing your offense because unfortunately, you've been lied to. You see, there are a ton of bad videos and advice out there on reading the defense. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how to read the defense like a pro, and I promise you, after watching today's video, your offense will be elite. So let's start with the huge problem that needs to be fixed. Pretty much every player has been taught to put so much emphasis on their pre-snap reads, trying to determine what coverage the defense is in before they even snap the ball. But you need to know how to master your post-snap reads, because with pre-snap reads, you can be tricked. What do I mean? Well, here, a lot of players would see a single high safety, one safety in the middle of the field, and assume, hey, the defense is in cover 3, maybe cover 1. But if they see two high safeties like this, they'll probably think to themselves, hey, the defense could be in cover 2, maybe cover 2 man. See, this is okay, but the issue is there are ways on defense to disguise your coverage. You see, smart players know they can use the shell feature on defense in order to make all their coverages look exactly the same. If you look under the 3 play calls right now for defense, you'll see I have the shell set to cover 2. And I can use my right analog stick to set my shell to whichever coverage I want. Cover 3, cover 4, whatever. Now, if I set it to cover 2 here, you're going to see if I come out in cover 3, my cover 3 is just going to look exactly like cover 2. I could be in cover 2, cover 4, cover 3, it does not matter. Because I set my shell to cover 2, all these coverages will look the same. So you can see how if you rely upon reading the defense pre-snap, you would be very confused right now. You would probably expect to see cover 2. You snap the ball to cover 3, you're probably throwing a pick. So what can we do about this? We need to master post-snap reads, and I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. When it comes to your post-snap reads, zone coverage is way more complex and complicated than man. Because with zone, there's so many different combos of coverages and zones people can use. And with man, really all they can do is shade their coverage and potentially keep the safeties over the top. So I'm first going to quickly go over how to diagnose and beat man. Then we'll get into zone because there's a lot more I need to cover with zone. When it comes to man, all you really need to do is make sure you're calling plays that have at least 2 to 3 man beaters in them. And these are just routes that consistently beat man coverage. It's best to have 1 or 2 that break to the inside and 1 or 2 that break to the outside. So that way, if the defense is shading their man coverage one way or the other, you have an answer. Like with this play, I have a corner, drag, and dig. All those routes beat man consistently. 2 go over the middle in the drag and the dig. The corner, the one corner, goes to the outside. So let's just go ahead and snap this here. We see it's man. And reading man coverage is easy. You snap the ball. You see that the defenders are running in man coverage. You go to your reads, it's easy. Now let's get into zone coverage. When it comes to zone coverage, there's a lot we're going to cover, and you always need to read one side of the field first. Now, which side you're going to read first depends upon your route combo. So if this route combo, I have a corner, fade, flat to the right side of the field. I'm going to read this first because the corner flat is going to come open quickest on the play. One of those 2 should be open with this route combo because it's going to flood zones. Then I have the backside drag and in that would come open later in the play. So since I'm focusing on the right side of the field first, there's a defender on the right side of the field I'm going to key on that's going to give away the defense's coverage and let me know what's open. So let's run this play once or twice, then I'll explain exactly what I mean and what I'm reading to gather my information. So like right there, you see the corner out is wide open. I knew that that was cover 3. I know it's cover 3 right now, basically, within a split second. Let's go into the replay and explain what I'm keying on. So the key is keying on this outside right corner and really the way he is moving. So let me show you exactly what I mean. As soon as I snap the ball, you can see he is bailing out of his drop, right? You know, at the snap, he's looking at the quarterback, but within a split second, bam, he's bailing, he's turning his hips, he's running. That means he is in a deep zone. If he's in a deep zone, that means cover 3 or cover 4. And cover 3 and cover 4, for all intents and purposes, you can treat the same on this game. If you know that they're in cover 3 or cover 4, you immediately know, okay, there's going to be a flat defender coming down, whether it's the safety, which would be a cover 3, or the slot or sub linebacker, which would be a cover 4. Doesn't really matter. But you now know that just depending upon what type of flat zone this flat defender is in, you know what's going to be open. You already know, because this is cover 3 or cover 4, one of the running back flat or tight end corner will be open. So I'm keen on the flat. Once I see that corner deep zone, I'm immediately looking to the flat. What kind of flat is he in? Well, he's in a hard flat. He's taking away the running back. Well, I know that the corner route is going to be wide open, because since this guy's in a deep zone, he's going back to guard the fade. Therefore, the corner route's going to be wide open every single time. Now, what if I didn't like one of those first 2 reads, right? I didn't like the corner. I didn't like the flat. If you want to get better at college football 25 and win more games, check out my college football VIP membership on sportsgamerz.com. Put the link to order in the comments and the description. You will get access to all the content I release for college football all year long, including the best offense in the game, the best defense in the game, my secret A-gap blitzes, my rollout glitch, my run defense, and my pass defense, and much more. Let's dominate together, boys. Well, that's when you come back over the middle of the field. So like here, that's exactly what I did right there. Now, I know that as soon as I snap the ball and I see cover 3 or cover 4, because again, this corner is giving this away, it's cover 3 or cover 4, and as soon as I see the safety buzz into the flat, I know it's cover 3. So again, I know this is cover 3 right now. And like my guys aren't even in their routes yet. And I know what routes get open against what coverage. So if I know this is a cover 3 at this point, I know that these linebackers over the middle of the field, they're in hook zones. So my key is upon their movement if I want to read between the drag and the dig. So because this hook zone is coming up instead of dropping back. Look, I have a drag and a dig. He is coming up, you guys can see, onto the drag. I know the dig will be open behind it. This is a simple high-low. I have a high-low over the middle. I'm isolating this hook zone. And I know that this guy will be wide open. Easy. So, look, I'm flooding the sideline here because I have a fade to take the deep zone and a flat to the running back a corner. One of those two will always be open. Over the middle field, I'm doing a high-low to isolate the hook zones. Again, one of the two should always be open, just as it is here. So, let me show you how this is a little bit different versus a cover 2. Because like I said, cover 3 and cover 4, they are very similar. Cover 3 is worse, though, if I'm being honest, because cover 3, the seams are wide open, whereas cover 4 defends those a bit better. I'll get into cover 4 in a second here. Now, this is cover 2. I want you guys to focus on this right of the screen corner and see how different this really is. Okay? Let me show you. I knew that was cover 2 immediately. Now, how did I know this? Quite simple. Read this outside corner. Remember how in cover 3 or cover 4, immediately he turned his hips and bailed, ran back? Well, he's not doing that. He didn't turn and bail. He's just staring into the backfield at the quarterback. He never turns his hips. That means that guy's in a flat zone. Deep zones do not behave like this. Deep zones immediately turn their hips and bail. Flat zones stare at the quarterback. As soon as I see that guy's in a flat zone, I know this is cover 2. And I know that it just depends what type of flat zone he is. And, is he going to take away the flat? No. He's dropping underneath the corner route, so I hit the flat. Super simple. Super simple. Now, at the same time, obviously there's zone drops. You can potentially zone drop your flat zones to defend the running back. Maybe you put them on 5, right? So I could be in the exact same play, and I'll notice, okay, well, it's cover 2, obviously, but this flat zone is coming up aggressively on the running back. That's either a hard flat or a zone drop flat to 5. I'm hit the corner out right behind it. Very, very easy. Now, same thing here over in the middle of the field. Once you know it's cover 2, you know that there's hook zones over in the middle of the field. You are just reading the depth of the hook zones. Their movements, are they coming up or are they dropping back? Well, here, you guys see this is a mid-read. It's dropping back. It's pretty much getting right into where the dig runs. I know that, okay, I'm going to throw my drag. If I didn't like the corner out or flat, I'm taking my drag because those hook zones over the middle are dropping back deep enough to take away the dig. But the drag is wide open. I can throw that, turn that upfield, get an easy 5 to 10 yards. Well, what about cover 4? Cover 4 is, when it comes to just zone drop defense, the most common one you're going to see on this game. And that is simply because cover 4 allows you to defend the seams and then also defend the flats relatively well. With cover 3, you can just have a vertical combo and one of the seams is always open. Cover 4, you'll see we snap the ball and the seams aren't there, but we still have the same read against cover 4 that we did cover 3. So you guys should take a look. Notice here with the cover 4, notice again the difference between the cover 2. This corner is bailing. He's turning his hips. He's bailing. He's not staring in at the quarterback. So as soon as I see that, he's doing that immediately. Like, I'm snapping the ball. My receivers are barely into their routes. I already know the coverage. So I know this is cover 4. The reason why I know it's cover 4 not cover 3 is both of the safeties are dropping deep. Neither one of them are, buzzing into the flat or even in a hook zone. No, they're in deep zone. So that is a cover 4. You got 4 deep zones. That's a cover 4. So once again, I'm just keying in, once I see this is cover 4, on the flat defender. That could be a slot corner, a sub linebacker, even an edge guy in this case. I'm seeing what type of flat zone he's in. Well, he takes the running back away. So I know that, again, this guy's in a deep zone. This guy's taking the flat. The corner's going to be wide open. Easy throw. But keep in mind, I still have that read over the middle of the field that I had against cover 3. Look, this hook zone this time, he's coming up on this drag. Now I could wait till it gets open later, like here, and get 5 yards. But I know because this guy is keen on my drag. As soon as this guy breaks right here, this same spot is open for that dig. So, same read. Now, there's a lot more to this. There is blitzes, right? Certain people will run blitzes out of these coverages to speed up your process. The way you get good at this is simply reps in game. The faster you can diagnose this info, that's the difference between an elite player and just simply an above average player. If you guys would like to see more advanced stuff on how to deal with blitzes from cover 3, cover 4, cover 2, man blitzes even, and just more things, let me know in the comments and I'll drop a part 2. I'm out.